proposed protection from Internet Falsehoods, Manipulations and Other Related Matter Bill 2019 has been described as an unnecessary piece of legislation. At the hearing on Monday in Abuja, convened by the Senate Committee on Judiciary, 80% of the speakers opposed protection from Internet Falsehood and Manipulation Bill, asking the lawmakers to dispose of the controversial bill. They expressed worries over the impact such a bill will have on media houses, journalists and other online users who make a living off the social platform if implemented. Of the bill, Senator Mohammed Sani, in his submission, insisted that even if the bill is dropped, he will continue to push to ensure that the social media is regulated in Nigeria. Among those who threw their weight behind the pieces of legislation are the Nigerian Army and the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. Others argue that passage of the Protection and Internet Falsehoods, Manipulations and Other Related Matter Bill 2019 gives the police limitless power to arrest and prosecute Internet offenders. Earlier, President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, who declared open the public hearing, assured that stakeholders at the public hearing were in a good position to prefer well-reasonable arguments on the way forward on the bill. He added that the Senate's eventual position will be partly dependent on the committee's report on the social media bill.
Amnesty International considers the social media bill a threat to freedom of expression in Nigeria. As we already have submitted our memo, I will just lay emphasis on certain aspects of our recommendations. We want to state categorically that Nigeria, being a member of the International Committee of Nations, has ratified several instruments, particularly the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, and is also a member of the African Union and the Article 9 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, which Nigeria has also passed as part of its laws, is also binding on Nigeria. Our Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution has captured most of these fundamental issues concerning freedom of expression in Nigeria. So it is important that any law and this social media bill in its current form will constitute a barrier to something which Nigeria has already decided it will not allow. The civic space in Nigeria is shrinking. In a recent study that we shared as Amnesty International titled Endangered Voices, Attack on Freedom of Expression in Nigeria, we documented several cases of repression against journalists, media practitioners, human rights defenders and activists who have faced threats or have continued to face retaliations and reprisals simply for exercising their right to freedom of expression. The social media bill as it currently stands has very broad provisions which can lead to various interpretations depending on who is actually investigating the case. We have heard a lot today also about the exceptions that this right is not absolute. So permit me, Mr. Chair, to clarify that Article 19.3 of the ICCPR clearly states that any such restrictions shall only be provided by law and are necessary for respect of the rights or reputations of others and for the protection of national security or of public order or public health or morals. Similarly, Section 39.3 of the Constitution provides that any limitation must be reasonably justifiable in a democratic society. However, when you look at this bill, the way it has been worded, it would go beyond the very restrictive and limited positions that the ICCPR and the Constitution permits, especially when you look at words as prejudicial, feelings. All of these are very subjective, they are not clear, they are prone to abuse, and therefore highly likely to be inconsistently applied. I would like to move us again to look at the test of legality. Yes, we will pass a law in order to give clarity to the issues that we want to formulate. But the Article 19.3 ICCPR, in the interpretation by various international bodies, have said that law must be formulated with sufficient precision to enable an individual to regulate his or her actions accordingly. It must pursue a legitimate aim, which includes the need to protect the rights of others. And such limits must be necessary in a democratic society. The social media bill as it currently stands will not meet even the basic minimum standards of legality. We've raised the issue of fake news and the fact that disinformation and propaganda is raising a lot of concerns in our country today. In 2017, the United Nations Special Rapporteur on the promotion and protection of the right of freedom of opinion and expression, jointly with the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, gave a declaration on freedom of expression and how to tackle fake news and disinformation. They clearly stated that the general prohibitions on the dissemination of information based on vague and ambiguous ideas, including false news or non-objective information, are incompatible with human rights law and should be abolished. It was also stressed that the human rights to impart information and ideas is not limited to correct statements and protect information and ideas that may shock, offend, and disturb. Amnesty International is a politically non-partisan, does not take sides in armed conflicts or political disputes, adheres strictly to its mandate as a human rights organization, and does not take positions on issues outside of its mandate. We are independent of any government, political ideology, economic interest, or religion. We are seriously concerned about the social media bill, and we feel that it should only serve as a basis to deter public debate, criticism of government, and political dissent. If passed, this bill will create a significant chilling effect on human rights, including freedom of expression online in Nigeria.
I will get arrested and will sleep in jail because we are doing our jobs. Don't be afraid. You've been there before as a vice president. But finally, Mr. Honorable Senator, let me say,
1 minute to go. 1 minute.
I was told that I say I have 2 minutes anyway. My final point, which will not last up to a minute, is that in canvassing for the death of this bill, don't let us make the fundamental mistake of pointing government in the direction of other draconian laws that are outdated in our books. It is important for everybody to know that the Nigerian Constitution itself is outdated. It wasn't made by the Nigerian people. Yes. It wasn't made for the Nigerian people. We should be talking about how to fix our constitution through a referendum. Because if we had a constitution that is made for the people and by the people, there is no way, like the South Africans have after apartheid, that we will have a bill like this standing at the people's building here in Abuja. It would never have been considered. And it will mean that some of the people who have this kind of outdated ideas would never have made it to even our Senate. That is the truth. The final thing I want to say is that this bill is dead.
This ninth assembly should not only trash this bill, but to halt its continuous consideration. And we say this for 4 reasons. First, we are aligned with the fact that this bill itself is going to be a legislative overkill, because it will be duplication and over-regulation of a space that belongs to citizens. Second, of course, it contravenes provisions of international instruments. And these are reasons, and we completely align with these reasons. But Mr. Chairman, distinguished senators, there are 3 fundamental examples that I will draw your attention to. First is today, this 9th Senate is considering a bill on sexual harassment. And we know that there's a preponderance of cases in the public domain where young women are not only dehumanized, but they are harassed in our tertiary institutions, and not just tertiary institutions, across society. The only avenue where over the last few months this information has come to public domain is through social media. So any attempt to regulate that space will infringe on the rights of young women as well as our mothers. The second point is around elections, Mr. Chairman and distinguished colleagues. All of you seated here are beneficiaries of an electoral process that is open and transparent. And civil society groups use these platforms to hold INEC to account when elections are conducted. Any attempt to regulate this space will diminish the quality of our elections. And we are grappling today with the state of our elections. The third point, the sponsor makes a case about young people. The senator isn't a young person. I am a young person, and I have led struggles for young people, and I'm still leading struggles. Majority of young people in this country today are against this bill. And forget about what you see on social media. If you consult widely, the senator talks about, and what senator talks about digital economy. What this bill seeks to do is to remove food from the table of young people. And at this point, where as a country we're saying that the unemployment rate has led to a situation where we are sitting on a time bomb. The bomb has already exploded. It's exploded in the northwest. It's exploded in the north central. It's exploded in the northeast. It's exploded in the southwest. It's exploded everywhere. And so what we want to do, using the instrumentality of this bill, is to further create a space where young people will lack food to eat or resort to all forms of vices and criminality. This ninth Senate needs to answer this call of history. And I want to plead with you on behalf of Nigerian youths that you trash this bill and halt its further consideration, because...
One more minute to go.
Thank you. Because it goes beyond infringing on human rights or shrinking the civic space, but it diminishes the entire sense of nationhood and citizenship. And at a time when polarization is at the heart of what this country grapples with, I think that what the Ninth Senate can do, and if you do this, you write your name in bold, particularly this committee, is to, as you forward your report, is to call on your colleagues to kill this bill, and Nigerians will be happy for it. Thank you.
Not less than 60 civil society organizations, media practitioners, and concerned Nigerians made their reservation on the controversial anti-social media bill. Vincent Okushi, Quality Television.
Audio Jungle.